Hey guys, and welcome to the J&K Show. We're going to give you guys a teaser of the WWE that we plan to cover later on when NFL season does end. We're going to cover something that's going on right now in the WWE, so if you're a fan, please like and subscribe below, and we're going to be covering this more once the NFL season is over. So for all the fans out there, Jay, Saturday night's main event coming up. Seth
Yeah.
Rollins gets injured against Cody Rhodes. He hurts his shoulder. It was pretty clear, I think, to all the fans that he was really injured, and they write him off the show. They have the vision. Braun Breaker takes Seth Rollins out, and now the World
Mm.
Heavyweight title is up for grabs.
Yep.
So if you watch Monday Night Raw, they had a battle royal, and CM Punk, as the number one contender, he will face Jey Uso on the Saturday night's main event. What is your take on that, Jay?
My take is God love him, and God knows he's a fan favorite, but right now, I think they did too much damage to Jey Uso when they took the title off of him, and I don't think he needs to be in the title picture, at least right yet. CM Punk, it makes sense for him to be. Seth kind of fucked him over when it comes to taking the title.
Yeah.
The way he did, but as brilliant of a move as it was, it made a lot of sense and everything. But the one thing I'm really upset about is storyline wise, I think it makes a lot more sense to have CM Punk and LA Knight. I want to see LA Knight in the title picture. He belongs there.
Yes.
The fact that he keeps getting looked over is criminal. I'm not saying that he needs to win it. I'm saying he should be in the picture. He deserves it. He should be there. It should be LA Knight over Jey Uso. I don't, as much as I love Jey to death. I love to yeet all over the place. But I just think that right now you should be pairing LA Knight with CM Punk for that title match on Saturday night's main event. I think that would be a better draw.
Actually would agree with that. I think that, so my take on this is, one, I think with the Jey Uso storyline, they're kind of trying to turn him into Roman a little bit, and I'm for it because it is more compelling to have Jey Uso teeter the line of good guy, bad guy, or heel and face. He's going to stay a face because he's just too much of a crowd favorite. But when you're towing the line, it makes for a compelling story. Throwing Jimmy Uso over the top rope also, or helping push him over, it really shows like this killer instinct. So I liked it at the moment that it happened. But after I thought about it, I was like, I don't know if I like CM Punk versus Jey Uso either. I probably would have rather LA Knight be involved in the storyline, and maybe they'll still change it. Maybe it'll end up being a 3 or 4-way. Who knows what could change by Saturday night's main event. But CM Punk feels too obvious of the choice to carry the World Heavyweight title with Seth Rollins injured. I would have liked LA Knight to maybe get a little run or a little push here. For me, Jey Uso is probably unlikely to win, but I actually think he should win if it's just him and CM Punk, because I just don't know that I want CM Punk to be a champion while Seth Rollins is out. Since he just got hurt, it'll take a long time for Seth to come back, and we've already seen him screw CM when he won it in like 5 seconds. And to have the storyline be like, well, not this time. This time Seth is actually injured.
Yeah.
It would feel really incomplete of a storyline to like have CM Punk run for 6 months and be like good, and like Seth Rollins isn't able to fuck with him. It feels like maybe CM Punk could win it in a few months when Seth is closer to returning and giving him hell. So yeah, I would have pushed for LA Knight or something else. I honestly think that they were going to push for Breaker or somebody to just have the title. So I was kind of surprised how they had Monday Night. I'm not sure where they're headed. They start to predict the path of WrestleMania, and they start to put the little pieces here and the little pieces there. They also have a Survivor Series to prepare for, and War Games. So
War Games.
I just feel
say it with your chest.
I kind of just feel like they don't have a great choice that's obvious. Therefore, CM Punk is probably just going to win.
Yeah, and I think in this matchup, he needs to be the one to go over, because when Rollins is healthy,
Mm-hmm.
You know when he comes back, his eyes are not going to be on CM Punk. They're
Yeah.
not going to be. His number one priority is going to be getting payback on the Vision and Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
So I really loved that little promo spot with Heyman and Becky. I
Yes.
loved it. It
It was
was
excellent.
I mean cinema. And I normally cringe when Becky Lynch does promos, but this one was fantastic. She was in his face. She was just he's going to kill them. And he's not going to kill you, but
He
he's
wants you to
going
watch.
to he's going to make you watch. He's going to cuck you while he kills these two boys. And I was like, this is 3 years ago, Becky, that was fucking hot. This is the man
Yes.
that just and not the Becky Lynch that turns tail and runs and is more cowardice than tough, who talks shit and then just smacks and leaves. I haven't liked her angle as of late, but to see her and Heyman have that interaction, I was like, this is what Becky needs to be.
Yeah.
So I want more of this Becky. Get rid of fucking high society Becky because she doesn't belong. It's just not it for her. She's best as the last kicker, the tough bitch, the one who's going to come in and just fucking eat your face and leave. But when Seth Rollins comes back, you would suspect that they're going to have him go after Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed, and who is feuding with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker right now?
Yeah.
Could we see Seth and Roman come together again?
There's still so much turmoil there. It would be.
That is the perfect time to
Mhm.
turn Seth back to face
Yeah.
when he comes back because the crowd is gonna shit on Braun and Bronson. They're gonna shit on Heyman, and when Seth comes back, they're gonna be like, finally, he's back. Go whoop their ass. And
Yeah.
if Roman is beating the shit out of him right now. So you could see maybe a mini Shield kind of return, even if it's for one night only. But I think that would be amazing to see. I think that, and going back again to the Jey Uso point, I think that right now the only thing that you can really do if you give him the title and you give him a second run, the only way I see it going as it is that it makes him turn more tribal chief. It
Right.
gives him more, head of the table. Like, I've got the world championship. What do you have? And it's going to be like, I run this shit now.
Where he
And
starts telling Jimmy what
you
to do.
could,
Kind of.
he starts telling Jimmy and maybe even starts to get in Roman's grill a little bit. And, they can go back and they can rerun that bloodline story over and over and it would draw and it would sell and people would love it just because it's compelling. So
Yes.
that's the only way that I could see Jay going over in this match, but I think it's probably a 95% chance that Punk ends up taking the title. And then they finally give him a little bit of a run since he came back in 23. And I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind seeing Punk go on a little bit of a run, because he deserves it. He's put up with some shit since he's been back.
Yes.
So I would like to see it. Give me a good Punk about 8-month reign, something.
Mhm.
But I would love to see that at least.
I do think that if CM Punk were to be the world heavyweight champion, I do think that he would end up dropping the title to Braun Breaker at WrestleMania.
Probably. Well, he could. It could be.
I feel that being a possibility. Also, is there any conversation into if the vision will expand? Because there are other young stars. I know one that's been flirted around was Carmelo Hayes. When you're talking about the future, like there are other guys that you could bring into the division. I heard someone say it's called division now because like you divided it. I'm like,
Duh.
so they're like trying to change it or play on words with it,
Mm-hmm.
but I could see them
Yeah.
expanding. And another one that threw my head for a loop was Brock Lesnar a one off, or could he have a small couple months span and like be the new leader of the Vision because of Paul Heyman or something?
I think that he's gonna have some more appearances. I believe. I don't think WrestlePalooza was the only one that he's gonna be a part of. I think they will. I think they will pull him out when they feel like they need something. Because you can put him anywhere with anyone at any time, and it's a good move.
I think we're gonna get Lesnar and Gunther at Mania. I think they're gonna give us
That's
that now.
that's my wet dream for Mania. I that's if I can get that at WrestleMania, 43, I'm gonna be happy.
Can you bring Gunther back as a face to challenge Brock Lesnar if he's got the championship or
I
anything
think
like that?
Gunther. I don't.
He's
He
just a
doesn't need the
right?
belt. They neither one of them need it.
True.
And it doesn't need to be a match for the title. It could be like 74 suplexes, and I think everybody would still love it.
Gotta
Just
get
the
them
fact that
chops
we
in there too.
see, yeah, we get Brock, we get Gunther. Italy, people have been wanting this for so long. I know
Mhm,
I have. But
mhm.
when it goes back to the legal troubles and everything that kind of kept Brock away from the last few years, we had opportunities to get that match, but it just never came to fruition.
That's why you don't accept gifts from Vince McMahon.
No, never. When Vince says meet me at the hotel, just
Nope.
fake the shits. Well, I don't know. He was into that too.
No. Whoops.
So okay, fake. Well, you can't even really say vomiting either. Just fake dead,
I
and then
guess.
you'll be fine. But yeah, I
I
would
think
love to
I would.
see Brock and Gunther.
Do you see right now the Vision is most likely going to have Breaker become like the leader and that they could recruit younger talent? Is that kind of where you think they would go as the most likely path?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind to see them recruit like a Carmelo Hayes. Get him away from the Miz.
I think
I
with the
didn't like that pairing. If I hear Os him one more fucking time,
hey,
I'm liable to go post.
the Miz creates stars.
Yeah, because you don't care. I don't care. I like the Miz by himself. I like him to do his own thing. I just like I'm a Miz guy.
Yeah,
I think he's a really good dude. But I don't that felt forced and it didn't seem like it doesn't work. They don't have the chemistry really. But
I
yeah,
like.
I wouldn't mind it. I think and I don't think the vision is Brock Lesnar. He shouldn't be part of the vision because if you have a Braun, you have a Bronson, and then you have a Brock. How many
Yeah,
bros can you get in one damn group? It's just like the all bros, and then you have to bring Riddle back. So, and I don't think anybody wants to see Matt Riddle back in the WWE. Bro,
I like Matt Riddle too, though.
I don't,
Let's
jackass.
shift a little bit to something I saw on SmackDown because Jacob Fatu was about to have a last man standing
Fatu.
with Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's attacked, and I think everyone is assuming it was Drew McIntyre, but I actually have a take here.
Let's see if it matches mine.
I think it was Cody Rhodes.
Dude.
I think that they're going to play the storyline off as Cody Rhodes was actually
Mm-hmm.
afraid of Jacob Fatu
Yeah.
because
But
he's
can
all
Cody
fat,
really
no
knock
breaks
out?
with it.
Yeah, you gotta be a pretty strong guy to knock some Samoan teeth out.
Shit.
So yeah, but I don't know. He must have had a weapon.
And the Drew McIntyre shtick has been he tells the truth.
He
And
tells the
and
truth.
and when it comes to him and KO, even though they were obvious heels in different matches, I
Mm-hmm.
have been on the side of yeah, tough
Yeah.
cookie truths told by Drew McIntyre and KO. And he said, I didn't do it. You've known me for a long time. And I'm just like, he's telling the truth.
He's telling the truth.
He didn't do
Telling
it.
the truth. He didn't do it.
Now,
And
could
I don't
they
think Cody might have been. He's just like, man, I'm tired of fighting Samoans for the title.
yeah.
I just hate doing it. They're so
Could
hard to
they
beat.
yes. Could they spin it and say it was I mean, they could do it with anybody, right? It could have been
Mm-hmm.
Priest, it could have been Solo, it could have been Aleister Black. It could have been. There's so many guys, right, to create a
Mm-hmm.
new feud, and that's fine, totally possible. But if you're looking at the current storyline, Cody Rhodes coming out and being so emphatic, I know you did it. It's like what feels like
Mm-hmm.
such a swerve. And
Yeah.
the manager was even like, "Hey, we're gonna get to the bottom of this and everything." And it's like, here we go. We've got Naomi 2.0, right? Where we're gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, is, and oh, there's video, and you see the thing fall, but you don't see who pushed it over, and I think we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get that for a little bit, and it's gonna be Cody Rhodes because they kept giving those back and forth. Cody too. There's at least two now that him and Jacob were talking, and Cody's mentality, he was very cold and calm, and he had this like stoic look, and he didn't get real animated, and I just kind of thought, like this feels a little different vibe.
Yeah. Could Fatu be the one to bring out Homelander Cody?
Yeah.
I think if you're going to be afraid of anybody on that roster, it's going to be the freaking psychopath. Fatu, he will not go down to anybody. So when
No,
he hits the title picture, he's going to get the strap. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
I think though the fairness in this for all the Cody lovers out there, there hasn't been any hinting recently that he would
Mm,
just turn heel. They honestly did more hinting months ago than they did recently. And this probably could just be another hint, and it ends up being something different. And I don't
yeah,
think it was Drew McIntyre, but it ends up being something different. Sammy could have pushed it over in his haste because he dropped the U.S. title, and so maybe he's just
good.
upset. It turns out it was just an accident, and then you have him and Jacob feud or something because he's like, that's bullshit. I didn't know you were there. I was just pissed off and I pushed it up. Like, they have a lot of ways they can go with it, but they haven't really indicated Cody lately. And so it would be kind of a
Mm,
surprise heel turn. And would people say that it's a heel turn if he goes against Jacob, or if he does that? Is that a heel turn, or is it
yeah,
towing the line of making sure you're the champ? Some people like might disagree that it's a heel turn.
yeah. I think you would have to play it as a heel turn because there's no way in hell Fatu's going to be a fucking heel right now. He's so over.
He is.
He's got a rocket on his ass, and he's going to go as far as he can take himself. But I'm still kind of surprised that they didn't do a double turn at SummerSlam between Cody and Cena. I think that could
Mhm.
have been maybe a missed opportunity.
I
I
agree.
think they turned John a little too early.
Yeah,
They realized, yeah, the John Cena heel turn was a shock at Chamber,
it was.
but I don't think they played their hand wrong. Whether it was Rock not being there, or not committing, or whatever it was that he was doing, or John Cena just not liking the heel role.
Maybe.
It could have been that too. But I mean, I didn't mind the Cena heel run. I thought it was some of his best stuff.
Yes.
But I think that seeing him and Cody, you could still have Cody go over and win the belt.
Yeah.
But I think at that point, it has to be Cody like, all right, motherfucker, I didn't take the chance to knock your fucking head off at Mania, and you made me pay for it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ruin you. I'm going
Yeah.
to do all the damage that I can to make sure that you go down and that I win. I'm going
Yeah.
to do anything that I can to win, and you could give it just a double turn right there. It can be an Austin Hitman,
Yeah.
at Mania 13, how it just organically became a double turn. So I think they could have done something like that where Cody is like, man, you're a real son of a bitch. This guy is on his retirement tour, and you're going to try to kill him, and you're going to beat him and leave him a crimson mask in the ring. And Cena gets up and everybody cheers him on, and he's like, all right, okay, good guy John's back. 5 moves of doom, can't see me, blah.
Right.
It's back. And I think that could have been a way to do it. But I Hunter is in my good graces. I don't think Triple H always has a reason for doing what he does,
Hmm.
and it always seems like it pays off. You might have to wait a couple months, but it pays off
Yeah.
somehow, some way. And it's usually like, oh fuck, I didn't see that, or I'm really surprised this is where they're going with it.
Yep.
So I have a lot of faith in that team and the creative over there to make it right. But that's just selfishly what I would have liked to have seen. But we may get that still. We still got some big shows coming up,
Yes.
but we could be shocked here. But if you do eventually get to Cody Fatu, it won't be before Mania probably. And if you have Cody Fatu at Mania and you don't put Fatu over, that's going to be tough because I think Fatu is doing enough, and he has done enough since he started to at least get that title run. Yeah, you gave him a U.S. title run, but he's so much bigger than the U.S. title. I would argue he's bigger than the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
So the only thing that you could do with him right now is to give him the big boy and see what he can do with it. You tried Jey Uso, it didn't work out. And now you're going to try it again. You're going to put Jey, at least put Jey in the picture. And it may be one of the best matches he's ever had against Punk. Who knows? But I think Jacob is just a little bit better than Jey. And right now, I think it would, maybe not right now, but maybe the closer you get towards Mania, they can build him and push him and push him. And he can get to that top tier where he could go over on Cody at Mania for the title or something. Or maybe you would push it to SummerSlam or something. Who knows how long this is going to go.
Yeah.
But eventually, maybe within the next calendar year, I think it would make sense to put the title on Jacob.
I could see that. I think that we don't have a lot of true heels in wrestling anymore, because if you're doing good heel work, you're loved. Like, it's
Everybody
still,
loves you, yeah.
it's just fans appreciating the work that you're putting in. If you're the bad guy, you're the bad guy, but we still kind of love you.
Yeah, it depends on the person to person outlook on what a heel is. Because right now, I think the biggest heel is Sami Zayn. I don't like him. I don't like him. I think he was pushed.
Right.
And what the reason that I don't is purely because of the way they fucking fumbled Karrion Kross. I think
Yeah.
they fumbled him so bad. And maybe this is a work. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I can tell you right now, what I do know is he's not in WWE. I
Yeah.
know he's not there. And I know how he was used and how he was fumbled the last 6 months.
Yep.
When everybody was chanting for him, we want fucking Cross. We want him. He's
That's
there. We
probably
want him.
that's probably Hunter's biggest fumble, because that's,
Big time.
if you really look back over the last couple years now, with Triple H being completely in charge, they've done a good job of eventually giving everyone what they want. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the one that you never followed suit on. And it's kind of
Yeah.
like, how did you not see the fans? Like, when your fans are reacting, that felt very Daniel Bryan authority, when you're literally not giving him a shot. And it's like, you listen to the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
How are you not doing this? It's like, you guys can't come up with any ideas. Wouldn't you still ride 4 months of kind of wild, kind of don't know what to do, but let's just fucking go around and do it? And
Yeah.
if it fumbles and it doesn't work out, then you couldn't let him go. I think, yeah, it's definitely a big fumble. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I honestly thought that what they had done up to the point with Sami Zayn, if you have Karrion Kross beat Sami, you could have re-signed his contract, and you
Mm-hmm.
finally created him. It finally happened. It's almost like they were underselling or unsure of what they had accomplished. It's like, you did it. You did accomplish it. All you had to have Cross do was win and make
I
Sammy
do.
kind of doubt himself, like, and you would have re-signed and had Cross start to gain some momentum and have some interesting
Yeah.
feuds. I don't know if Aleister Black gets in the way of that. I don't know if there's just so much talent and interest out there that they just felt like every time Cross had something, they were like, we really like this guy over here to bring in instead. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was it. They just always found someone
Yeah.
else to do the Cross feud that would have been perfect for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely frustrating.
Yeah. The main frustration for me is that Sammy got over on him clean.
No,
It
he
was
should.
just, it was just, man, why? Why did that have to happen? It's just, God damn it. That pissed me off, and that almost ruined SummerSlam for me.
Yeah,
But, I was really happy with everything that happened that night, except for that. And it was like, God, just one time, can we just do something with Cross that doesn't make him look like a complete bitch?
right.
Because he's not. This dude legitimate can fight, and everybody knows. He's
Yeah,
a monster. He is a fucking monster.
he threw a woman
And
through a ceiling in one of his clips the other day.
right, yeah. It's like, come on. You let him do some stuff like that. That's why he's killing it on the indies right now. That's why he's doing so good.
Yeah,
Is because people are behind him. People are watching his stuff.
yeah.
And they're like, God, WWE fumbled so hard.
I think my hope is that they are honestly using the indies
I hope.
to do something, and then, and like, a year from now or something, he's gonna have this surprising return, and he's gonna have a fucking jetpack on him.
I
Sometimes
really
they do
hope.
that. So like the one great thing with wrestling, if you're a huge fan of wrestling, it's the story's kind of never over, right?
Yeah,
Like it's not over until the guy is like retired and he really isn't wrestling. Like until that moment, the story really isn't over. And all of what we're talking about now, these are the tidbits and the things that we'll go back and a couple years from now we'll be going, man, it looked like they had fumbled the bag and all that, and they let him go, but then they tied it back in and they had him, surprise somebody, and like we could this could still be tied together. The one great thing is that Triple H, although he seemingly has fumbled the bag, he can actually pick it back up and tie the loose ends back up and then look like a freaking genius, right? To some
yeah.
degree.
That's why I'm always going to
That's
have
my
faith
hope.
in him, because it usually comes back. There's some sort of payoff, and
Yes.
that's what I'm sitting here kind of holding on to hope with,
Yes.
is because when if Cross does come back, I don't want it to be Karrion Cross. I want it to be Killer Cross. I
Yes.
want that version of him, because that is the best version of him.
Yeah.
And that character, if you bring him back and you just show on the Titantron Killer Cross, the crowd will lose
They're
their
gonna lose
minds.
it. Their pop's gonna
People
be
at
big.
home, it will be a huge pop. It'll be CM Punk coming back in Chicago pop.
Yeah.
That's the kind of pop that they're going to get.
And you want to see, if it's me, I think they need to have some teasers before he
Hmm.
comes back, and it not have anything to do with Killer Cross, right? Don't show
Yeah,
him, just these
yeah.
ominous things, whatever you want to tie into his character or whatever he would normally have, just these
Hmm.
ominous, I think back to like, the Bray Wyatt stuff that we had
The White Rabbit. Yeah.
in the Wyatt Six. I think back to like, I remember when I was a kid and it was Sting, and they
Hmm.
just kept showing like a crow and a haunted house, and it was just this whole thing, and then it was Sting, right? And you're just like, holy shit. And it's like, yeah,
Hmm.
pay off promos for about a month of this ominous thing and build it and build it, and when you get that pop with Killer Cross, like you said, on the Titantron, and his song hits or whatever, and it's people are
Hmm.
gonna, especially on like a Rumble, right? So maybe not this Rumble but the next Rumble, or if
Uh,
you're trying to build his first feud with the promos, that pop, like was Seth Rollins waiting for Cody Rhodes, that pop, you didn't know it was going to be Cody Rhodes, and then it was his first fucking appearance. It's like you can build it in a lot of different ways, and when that song hits, people will lose their mind. And
yep.
so again, that's the great thing with wrestling, is that the payoff is never gone. He could have it pay off at any moment he decides to pull the trigger, right? So that's the
Yeah.
hope I have.
Yep, that's the same hope I share, bud. I can only hope that in the end it's right.
Circling back to what you were talking about with Cena, I do believe that Cena, you're going to have to blame The Rock for some of
Hmm.
Cena's stuff, because
I do.
I think that Cena probably came into the conversation and he was just like, hey, I have this idea. I'm going to come back for a year. We're going to have a countdown. I think turning heel would be a good idea. I think those discussions were there for that, right? You bring The Rock in and you have The Rock because of the Cody Rhodes connection. You're like, oh, this will really sell it. What you have to know and understand is, for the fans, they're expecting Rock to stay connected to it to some degree, and they didn't have any payoff with that at all. Total shit
No.
show. Now, if you're going to have The Rock be Cena's final opponent, then you can tie that closure and that loose end. But really, that's not what the fans were wanting anyway. They were wanting more just ominous final boss, with the throat. They're wanting this
Hmm.
guy seemingly running the business, and he didn't have to wrestle, but you totally
Yep.
fumble that. So
Yep.
now I think with Cena, he does the heel work. The plan was always that he was going to turn back face. I agree
Hmm.
with you. They should have used his face turn to turn someone else heel. So
Yeah.
they miss it with
100%.
Cody Rhodes. And I think it's because they wanted it to be a baton passing, like you're the new
Hmm.
face. And I'm fine with that. But
We've gotten that so many times with Cody, though. I mean,
yeah,
Lesnar passed it to him. Seth passed it to him. It's like
everyone's passing it to Cody. We
Roman
get it.
passed it
We get
to
it.
him. Taker, Randy.
Yes.
It's like
And I think
we
they're
get
doing
it.
that.
It's the Goonies. Down here it's our time. It's
Yeah.
our time down here. It's like,
And I think they're
how
doing
many
that
times can you
because
say the same shit?
yeah, they're doing that, I think, because you make him the overwhelming face so that his heel turn is that much more destructive to people and
Yes.
fans. Like
Yes.
Cena, like you're building him into that kind of Cena role, and when Cena went heel, kids cried.
Yeah.
So you're trying to do that
Yeah.
with Cody. So I get it. Like I'm not mad because I think it still builds up a payoff. But unfortunately, right now it's kind of sad, man. Cena's not. He's just gonna have this little farewell tour and just go out, and it doesn't. We got some good stuff. The first half of the year was
Yeah.
great. I feel like you know what? Hey, what a ride that was. But it's disappointing that this last half doesn't feel like it's going to be anything more than he's just going to give you a great match every night, right? That's all we're going to
Yeah.
have. There's not going to be any plot significance. I'm going to lose to Brock and everyone's going to cry. And I'm going to give you a all of the best finishers of my entire career with AJ Styles and give you a banger. That
Yeah.
was awesome. That was a good payoff for me.
Yeah.
Like,
I
yes,
loved that match, man. It was so beautiful.
that was so awesome. But now that you've done that, now it's just like, now what are we going to have? And I just feel like Cena has to go out with a plot that's interesting. I
Mm.
honestly would have liked Cena's music to hit on Raw the other night and have him and CM
Yeah.
Punk go for the World Heavyweight and just have that. And then CM Punk can win. But it would have been really like, oh shit, are they going to have Cena another one before he goes out? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't even
Yeah.
think about
Yeah.
that. That would have been interesting. And instead, I think Cena's just going to have a couple more matches, and then he's done. Was it? He has 4 appearances left,
Yeah. For
and I,
But I mean,
man,
he if anybody deserves to go out on their shield any way they want, it's John.
yeah.
John deserves to write
And
his own ending,
the
and
wrestling
it
he's
would be
given
worth it.
us this last year, the wrestling
Yeah,
he's given us, the move sets
it's
he's
been
given us,
some of the best.
man, what a great way for Cena to go out on as a wrestling standpoint. Some
Pussy
of the best.
break.
This is some of the best Cena work we've seen in over a decade. He has done
Yeah,
such a good
absolutely.
job.
Yeah,
So I just want him to go out with something a little bit more, like just a little bit more plot. Lesnar
yep.
squashed him, honestly. That I didn't really like that.
I didn't either. I liked seeing Brock back, and I think Brock Cena is definitely a match that I wanted to see. And John picked that match.
Yes, he
John
openly
said,
said
I
that.
want to have one
Yeah,
more go around with Brock. Even if he wipes my ass all over the ring, I want that because it's like Brock was a big part of John's career, and they had a lot of great matches together. But, I think that John knows what he's going to do. They already have these last 4 appearances planned out. I honestly want Cena Rock to be the last one. It
okay.
sucks that it has to be on a Saturday night's main event,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't get any bigger in WWE than Cena versus Rock. And it would put an end to that whole mystery of what the fuck happened at Mania.
Yeah,
Why didn't we get Rock? Why did we get Travis fucking Scott? Why did we get that
yeah,
when he almost screwed Cody over bad
yeah,
by doing what he did?
yeah.
Why give him a guy? I don't want Travis Scott ever to walk down that goddamn aisle ever again. Keep him the fuck out of WWE. He's a piece of shit.
I'll take
Done with
I
him.
show speed before him. There are
I
some
show speed as a
interchangeable
dog.
guys.
Show speed as a dog. Dude ate a vicious spear at the Rumble. He is forever in my good graces.
And Braun Breaker, all of his other spears that you've seen, he doesn't hit anyone the way he hit I Show Speed now.
Speed was
He
dead. I thought he
he's so
was dead.
acrobatic with his spears now, and he flips, and it's so cool to watch. But he hasn't delivered a more vicious spear in a year than he did with I Show Speed. And so kudos to him. What a
Yeah.
beautiful sell for the fans, and just
Kid
yeah,
ate shit on that spear
he
too.
he did
He
so
ate
good.
shit.
It was
He is
so
so
good.
good. Jacked his leg up and everything. It was so funny.
Yeah, it wasn't Logan Paul was looking at his leg, and he was just like, "Oh shit!"
It was good. So yeah, I was a little, a little iffy on him being at the Rumble, because I knew they were probably going to put him in at a spot somewhere. I'm like, man,
But it was an
all
excellent.
right, these influencers, podcasters coming in and doing their thing. It's a
Yeah,
little, Logan Paul is that just phenomenal one that works out.
he's
He
awesome.
has been he has been amazing. But and I'll give it to Speed, man. He's a good dude outside of in real life anyway. He's a good person, and that he came in and did what he did on probably like 3 minutes notice, So kudos to him. I will always be a fan of his.
Yes. Anyway, going to the Cena stuff for a little bit more. I agree. The payoff and all that, it feels like it needs to be Rock Cena. And they said Cena, he talked and he gave you a small tidbit, and every little sentence can matter sometimes. And he said, I show up and I'm all alone. And so there's your like shot, right? But we haven't had anything up to this point. And I feel a little doubtful that we should have had some kind of reference since then. So I have my concerns that we're not going to. Here's my throw. If we can't have that be the final match, WWE, please make a deal for the first time ever with a certain competitor for a one night only. How great would it be if Cena went out there and he's talking? We've done it so many times with Mania. I need my Mania match. I don't have anyone to face. I'm just putting an open challenge for my final match on Saturday night's main event. And how great would it be if Edge's music hit? Tell me how, if we can't get Rock Cena, if we can't close the chapter with Edge and Cena, that is his other biggest rival ever. And I would just faint in happiness if we got that instead. It gives me goosebumps thinking about it. That is one of the biggest rivals he's ever had.
I would not hate it. I wouldn't hate it. I would love to see it. But I just think that, unless there's something dramatic that happens at AEW and Edge is released or something like that, it's just not going to happen.
You don't think they can sign a deal for a one night the way they do with TNA?
I think
they're involved with TNA. Do you think AEW would make an agreement in some way for that one night?
I don't think the problem would come from AEW. I believe Tony Khan would probably say, "Go do this. This is a once in a lifetime thing. If you want to do it, if you want to go face John in his last match ever, you have my graces." And I think Tony Khan would say, "You can do it."
Yeah.
But I think the WWE TKO, whether it be Triple H or Nick Khan, I think WWE's always been petty when it comes to bringing in like outside people, because you want to.
Petty now than they've ever been, though.
They're less petty now, yes, but I still don't see it happening. But if it does, it would then open the door for a lot more cross promotional stuff, which I think is nothing but money. It's nothing but money. Yeah. If you have Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks invade, and you have against Cody and whoever, it's like those guys used to be boys.
Yeah.
What the WCW invasion should have been. They can rewrite history with that. I would love to see something like that, even if you only do it once every 5 years. It would be like, oh my God, this is amazing. You get, Hangman Page comes in and he goes against Logan Paul or somebody. I would love to see that. The battle of the fucking clotheslines, you know what I mean? The buckshot lariat. I would love to see something like that, but I just don't think WWE would let something like that happen. I don't. And I know if it did, wherever Vince McMahon is at that moment, he would die.
Okay.
He would.
Well, I just think that if they were ever going to Cena, like that's when they would pull the trigger, or they would do something that's like groundbreaking. And they've been all about groundbreaking. They're like, we're going to go to ESPN. We're going to go on Netflix. They're trying to expand into some groundbreaking deal making. It's like, okay, you make a deal and you have Edge be John Cena's final match. We'll be talking about that for years to come. If you don't get The Rock and you don't get Edge, I don't know what you get in his final match.
You give him Travis Scott and you say, end this man right now. Just literally shoot, beat his ass. Treat it like a UFC match, and you just beat the living piss out of Travis Scott for real. And then you have everybody come out of the locker room and just get their licks in on it. It's like, those YouTube videos where they say every single finisher done on Travis Scott. Everybody comes out and does their finisher. That would be hilarious.
I
Even Otis can come out and do the worm on.
I think that John Cena likes to try to pay back to the wrestling universe. So honestly, I would say his final match, it would be putting someone over, but it doesn't have to. Jey Uso could turn heel
Mm.
completely going against the Cena. Honestly, other guys that pop out is like, could he have a Gunther as his final match, or could he have even a Braun Breaker? I don't really know, because Cena can go wherever he wants, Raw or SmackDown. So
Yeah.
we've already seen some matches. He's only got so many other avenues he could go down, is my only thing.
Yeah.
So I hope that the payoff can be Rock or even an Edge. Unfortunately, those are both unlikely, I think, in my mind.
Yeah. Well, me too. I mean, but you could put like a Roman in that spot too, because him and Roman did have a past.
Yeah, but
But
they just feel so
they.
far from each other. I don't know that that's going to happen. I thought it
Yeah.
might, but now I don't know that how it does.
Yeah. I don't know if it's not Rock and you don't get a shocker like an Edge. I don't know who in the hell it could possibly be besides like Randy. That's the only other person I could think would be Randy. And I mean, it's as good as that would be to see.
Mm-hmm.
It just wouldn't feel like it's the end.
Yeah.
It feels like it has to be high end, and it's like you're real. Part of me is also just thinking like they're not really gonna have his last match be on a Saturday night's main event. That something tells me maybe this is how I would like to see it played out. He has his final match against whoever it is and he wins and he's doing his tatas, blah 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 in the ring, and then you hear if you smell, and then Rock does come out and he's like, you got one more and you better get ready because your last one is going to be in Las Vegas against the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
The literal final boss. That's going to be your last match. And if you give Rock 4 months or so to prepare, he will be ready. And if you give John 4 months off to prepare for just that one match, they can make the greatest match ever. It could be, I think that is the ending that Cena deserves. He deserves to go out on the biggest stage in the main event, the final show. The final match of the final show against the final boss. That is it. That has to be the way he goes out. I don't want to see him on a Saturday night's fucking main event.
And what the payoff of the term storytelling is, it would be the grunge match, right?
Yeah.
Because they're one and
Yeah.
one.
Well, they would call it the rubber match.
Whatever. I've heard grunge, but yes, the rubber match.
Grudge. There's no N in there.
I would put the N in there. Anyway. Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to cover that you've seen with WWE lately?
That's probably about it, at least to right now. Right now I don't. It seems to be a little bit slow, but it's starting to pick up just a little bit.
Yeah.
The Vision turn was a big surprise, and it brought a little bit more attention back to it, and it brought the interest up some. Having CM Punk be in a title match right now, I think is a very good thing, and I think he deserves a run. So yeah, I think they're heading in the right direction. They may not be fully there yet, but to see where it's going to end up, I think is going to be a pretty good journey.
Yeah. I think the MFTs versus the Wyatt Six is going to be pretty interesting. I think, especially
War Games.
When you bring the MFTs back with the paint and everything, it really gives them more character of like, okay, we're these like destructive guys and everything.
Yeah.
I think the only problem is Solo going to take on the girl, or they're a little off kilter a little, so like either they need to add a girl or something needs to change, because it's 5 guys against 4 guys and a girl.
Yeah,
a little bit off on that with Nikki. I'm just like, Solo and her have been staring at each other, and I'm like, this isn't Rhea Ripley. Like, I'm not for Solo versus Nikki Cross.
Yeah, I'm not either. I think it would be more Tama Tonga versus Nikki. Well, I meant Tonga Loa. Tonga Loa versus Nikki, yeah, because he's the weakest of all the MFTs, right? In my opinion.
Yes.
But Nikki could probably fuck him up anyway, so I wouldn't mind seeing that, but WWE they're not gonna have Nikki involved in that really whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was probably gonna be a 4-on-4, but we'll see what happens with that. I would like to see those guys in a War Games match. That would be very, very fun.
Yes, I agree with that. What
Hmm.
about the Bailey and Lyra storyline? It's getting kind of funny.
I'm
Like,
done with it.
you're done with
I'm
it?
done with it. I'm done
Lyra,
with it.
like her
I
reaction,
think it's stale.
really starting to like Lyra. My daughter
A
called her
crazy bird lady.
lady.
Yeah. No,
But
I mean I like Lyra. She's very talented. I love Bailey and everything. It's just, man, how many times can you put your feet in the same water before it just gets warm and stale and dirty?
I
I
disagree.
don't like it. I just
What's
don't like it.
wrong
I'm
with
tired of it.
you're just done with Bailey then.
No, I'm done with those two being involved. I mean, it's like, come on, you can do something better. I like the arc that you're trying to put on Bailey, turning her basically sociopathic.
Right.
But I like that angle. I think Bailey deserves that kind of attention, and I
Yeah.
believe she deserves to be in the spotlight.
Well, don't
But
you like think that right now the women's tag division's about to heat up? Like, wouldn't you like to see the Kabuki Warriors and Bailey and Lyra and Alexa and Charlotte, and maybe you
mhm,
throw the Sol Ruka in there with her tag? And like, doesn't that look like we're getting like a nice fatal four way for the tags at like a Mania? Like they're building it now. I just really
yeah,
like how the Bailey Lyra thing is. It feels a little different. Like she literally doesn't trust what kind of Bailey she's gonna get, and
yeah,
she's slapping her in the mid match and like trying to
mhm,
bring the bad one out. And I don't know. I'm liking it. I'm liking it, man.
yeah. I mean, they're both really good at their craft. You know what I mean? And it's not like you couldn't pair them together and they would have a good match every time. You would, and they would.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I just give them a break. We just had them a lot this year. We've had a lot of Lyra mixed with Bailey, mixed with Becky, and it's just like, man, come on. I mean, there's so much talent in that women's division. You can find matchups with other people. You can create great stories with other people as well. It doesn't just have to be, maybe they work really good with each other. I
Yeah.
get it. But,
I mean,
at the same time, come on.
you can even throw the Judgment Day in there with the two
Yeah,
girls, and you could throw.
yeah,
What about like a Rhea and Io? She even put on her cheek Rio or something with
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
RH,
yeah.
and I'm like, we
I
have
like
like
that.
6 tag teams. Like they can build this really awesome women's tag match. We get men's so much, and they're always
Mm-hmm.
bangers for WrestleMania. We get them just about every Mania, and I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
really for a 4 or 6 way tag for the women. Like they're building a lot of Kabuki's getting more aggressive, and like the
Yeah.
rapports and the Alexa and Charlotte, we're friends. Like there's all these different kinds of tag teams. I feel like they're doing a good job building them. Lyra and Bailey feel different. Their storyline feels different. I know you're right.
Yeah.
We've seen so much of them together before we built it. It's almost like they took too
Mm-hmm.
long to get here. So I get that.
Yeah.
But now that they're here, I like it.
Yeah. I'm just, it's going to drag on and it's going to drag on.
It
And they're
is.
going to be, yes, it's going to be for at least the rest of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, man, I've fucking seen it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the one thing about some of WWE that really twists my tits.
They
I
do something
just,
too long.
they just have two people together in a feud for too fucking long. It's Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar all over again. Every time you get a show, it has to be those two. Get away from it. Please give it a rest. Let it simmer.
Yeah. Let it simmer.
Let it simmer.
Yeah, I get that. What is the speaking of Rhea and Io, do you feel like they're like that they show them being really friendly? Like, doesn't it seem like a little affectionate at times? Where
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm misreading it, but leave in the comments if you feel like they're leaning towards like Io planting one on Rhea because it just
Hmm.
kind of feels like that could be happening. Like they're
Yeah.
always like caressing each other. So like, I
Hmm.
don't know. It's just different.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it big time. Yeah,
Yeah.
give me all of that.
I think that just about covers some of the storylines. I love Dominic Mysterio. He's still working again, he's a heel, but now he's won everyone over because he was healing so good.
Yeah.
And
He's
now
a
everyone's
baby
like,
heel.
and now he's like
Baby
Eddie
heel.
Guerrero, right? Like everyone's just like, all right, we finally got it. We finally got the lying, the cheating, and the stealing of the title. Like that's what they were wanting. They were wanting him to figure
Yeah.
out ways to screw guys out of winning, and he just beat fucking Rusev. So like he's
Hmm.
over. He's really over. I even thought,
Very
oh
over.
my god, are they gonna have Dominic win this fucking battle royal? Like he was in there at the end, and I was like, no fucking way.
Hmm.
Are we gonna have him versus CM Punk? Like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I love Dominic too. I think he's going to be around for a while,
Yes.
but he is definitely, I would call him a baby heel.
Yeah.
He's a shitty ass, but damn it, you can't help but like him and cheer for him.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I like it. They've handled him very well.
Yeah, they done a good job. And you remember before, years ago, you were just like, this can of biscuits can't wrestle and all
He
that.
looked like a can of biscuits.
He's
He
so
was
much better.
doughy. He was
Yeah,
doughy. Now he's in shape and
yeah,
running around a lot. He's having matches. He's getting better.
yeah. How good does
He's over.
him just running around in a match? How much leaner and better he looks
Hmm.
as a wrestler?
Yeah,
And was like, look how like he's
yeah,
really done a good job and really got with the right groups and performance and people like
yeah.
it's just so good. And honestly, when you said earlier the true heels, I think Logan Paul may be the only true heel where actually he gets
I think so.
booed because now Dominic gets cheered. I'm looking at it. I'm like, Gunther and Logan
Hmm.
Paul are about the only true heels that actually get booed, and
Yep.
not like booed like we hate you, get away. Maybe for Logan it is a little, but people appreciate Gunther and what he does. But like, there's not a
Yeah,
lot of true
absolutely.
heels, and so
Yeah.
could you see Logan Paul pushing the thing over on Jacob Fatu? Yeah, I could see them doing that
Mm,
instead of a Cody Rhodes, but yeah.
not likely, but
I wouldn't like that payoff as much, but would I like Logan Paul versus Jacob Fatu? I would like that match. I
I
would
would
like
like to see it. Yeah, just to watch him get his ass kicked.
it. All right. Well, I think we covered just about everything, but that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to our WWE episode. We'll be getting back into it when we have more time and when the NFL season ends. So until then, see you later.